Coming up today on the first edition of the Seahawk Basketball Show featuring Takeo Siddle, we'll recap the start to the season. Already 5 games in. We'll have some highlights coming up. We'll also take a look ahead to what's ahead for UNCW, a trip to the Bahamas, but some tough competition for that one. We'll also have our player profile, our player of the week as well. All that coming up, our first edition this season of the Seahawk Basketball Show featuring Takeo Siddle. It starts right now. Well, it's another season of the Seahawk Basketball Show featuring Takeo Siddle, Mike Vaccaro alongside the coach. And Coach, season already underway here, a couple of weeks in so far, 5 games overall. It's been a whirlwind start, a lot on the road for this team. But your thoughts early on this team and where you sit right now?
Well, it's a new team, Mike, and you know, there's lessons to be learned. And you know, I knew that going into the year. We made the schedule tough for a reason. I think they can handle it. I think it'll help us as we get deeper into the season.
Tough might be an understatement, Coach. You start off at top-ranked North Carolina. You went to Oklahoma. You went to UConn, 25th-ranked team of the country as well. I mean, how do you keep your team together when you're playing these tough opponents? You want to see some good things, but obviously you're not getting the results that you want against high, major competition here.
Yeah, it's tough. That's the toughest thing for me, Mike, is making sure that they stay confident and understand the process that we're going through and not look at the final score. Obviously, like I always say, we don't do more victories. But just knowing that within whatever game we're playing, after the game, that we've grown and gotten better in certain areas that we emphasize. And if we can continue to do that like we have been, you know, I think we'll continue to grow as a basketball team and be playing our best basketball when it's the perfect time to.
And so many new members on this team as well. Do you feel like you're starting to get a little comfortable with maybe your rotations and what you're trying to do out there?
No, no, but you know, it's starting to form a little bit better than what it was. You know, it's crazy. None of the guys that we call our main guys, they haven't all played well in one game together. And that's a scary thing for us in a good way, because when we all start clicking and hitting on cylinders, man, we're going to be really good.
Again, it's been a tough stretch, a gauntlet we've called it, with Carolina, again, Oklahoma, UConn, all mixed in there on the road. An interesting start, to say the least, for the schedule for UNCW. Let's take a look now at some of those highlights from the first 4 games of this regular season.
Makes a pass, drives it, lobs it, knocking it with a left hand is Amari Kelly. White to Kamari McGriff, fumbled with it, kicks it out to Vanderheiden, 3 on the way, and in once again.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright. So, this Black Friday, choose a vehicle in stock or simply place a custom order. Lock in your rate and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in. Plus, thousands of vehicles are arriving daily, just in time for the holidays. This Black Friday, lock in this low rate on a new 2022 Ford F-150. Hurry, choose from over 7,000 Ford trucks and SUVs, only at your Carolina Ford dealer.
This is Mountain Dew. A rush of crisp and refreshing flavor. Delivering a bold citrus kick. Do the Dew.
Anna, can you count to 5 without saying 1 or 3?
Sure, 2, 4, 5.
That's right. Our big story is the 2 for $5 breakfast deal at Hardee's.
You got me.
I know, I did.
Bite into our made-from-scratch biscuits today.
Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs and 95 calories.
Well, UNCW, they have not been home quite that often this season. Just a second home game was against Mount Olive on Monday night, coaches. You came back, and again, you talk about the confidence, and certainly that was one of the things you were looking to build with your kids. Big win against Mount Olive, the team coming in that was scoring a lot of points, but you were able to shut them down on Monday. Yeah, we needed a game like that, Mike, to especially after what we had went through. And you know, you start second-guessing yourself as a player, especially the young guys like we have. And you know, to get our mojo back, to get our juice back, and to get our confidence back was extremely important last night. And again, you played a lot of different combinations. You played a lot of different guys that maybe weren't playing a lot before. Nick Farrar was one of them, and we saw what you were impressed about with his offense. We need it right now, so I want to start working him in because he can stretch the floor with his ability to shoot. He can handle the ball like a guard. He can post up and score. He's a big-time scorer, and we need that because we're struggling to score right now. Jamari Thomas gets his first career start coming off a really impressive performance against UConn. What are you liking about him and what he's doing for this team right now? Well, I've challenged him to be more disciplined and practice, have better practices, and he's done that. And I just want him to continue to grow because he's talented. And if he can become more disciplined, he can be a special player. Yesterday against Mount Olive again, the defense was there, forcing those turnovers, forcing fast break opportunities as well. Is this the vision for this team? It is. You know, defense has to be our calling card. You know, not only until we get our offense going, but it has to be that way for the whole year. We have to be able to lock down and get stops, and it can help us offensively. And you know, if you're not scoring, your defense suffers a little bit, but I don't want that to be the case for us. Just continue to grow on that end of the floor. Well, again, UNCW back in Trask Coliseum, a bounce-back game against Mount Olive. Let's take a look at our Coastline Insurance highlights from that game.
Finds Kelly cutting to the right block. Down low into the paint, hook shot with the left hand is good for Amari Kelly. Kelly able to get that shot up. Contact comes from behind. In the paint now to McGriff. McGriff makes a move with a left hand off the glass and good for Tamari McGriff.
So UNCW gets the win against the Trojans from Mount Olive, 94-47. Impressive victory for the Seahawks, puts them at 2-3 on this young season. Coach, again, a lot of good numbers here individually. As we mentioned, Nick Farrar with 18 points, 11 points. Eric Vanderheiden, 12 for Jamari Thomas. And how about Nolan Hodge, a freshman with a double-double, 15 points, 10 rebounds as well from the guard spot. You got to like that.
I love it. You know, he's fearless, and he's going to be a big-time player. I need to give him a harder look because he can really shoot the ball. And he's been putting together some really good practices.
Again, really good numbers. I mentioned the turnovers and points off turnovers, 29-1. That's going to be a great number for you. Again, get those turnovers, turn those into points offensively.
And that's what we want to be about, you know, being disruptive and getting out in passing lanes and, you know, making the other team struggle to run their offense and turning that into points is something that we need right now.
And as we mentioned, it was Jamari Thomas making his first college start with those 12 points as well. We'll take a break here, and we've got more on Jamari Thomas. His sophomore is our player profile this week. Stay with us. More to come here on the Seahawk Basketball Show featuring Takeo Siddle.
People have trusted Reed's Jewelers with their life's moments since 1946. That's because we're family-owned. We treat everyone who walks through our doors or visits our website as a part of our family. We have a beautiful selection of jewelry and watches for any occasion. We offer free shipping and returns, as well as multiple payment options to make sure you find the perfect gift. See why people have trusted Reed's Jewelers to celebrate their life's moments for over 75 years.
Game day at Walk-Ons is just different, and it starts with the way our teammates prep each dish from our scratch menu. No shortcuts. We are hand-cutting every single mozzarella log straight from the block. Hand peeling, stuffing, and bacon wrapping each voodoo shrimp. Hand carving ribeyes for our steaks and po' boys. And hand slicing, then tossing our boneless wings and our house-made sauces. With wall-to-wall TVs and food like this, why would you want to watch anywhere else? That's game day, the Walk-On's way.
Hi, my name is Dr. Claude Jarrett with Wilmington Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for your Medical Minute on UNCW's campus. Here in Wilmington, we are fortunate enough to enjoy a lot of sports and outdoor activities. One of the more common injuries that we see this time of year are wrist fractures. The two most common type of wrist fractures are distal radius and scaphoid fractures. Both are successfully can be treated. However, prevention is always the best. When possible, it's good to remember how to fall. You want to be able to tuck and roll. When you're falling, be aware of your surroundings as well. With Wilmington Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, our job is to help patients avoid long lines and expected cost of emergency rooms. We're able to tackle many orthopedic injuries such as acute traumas, fractures, and sprains.
Preparing for the big game, athletes practice countless hours year-round. Then, it's game time, and their fans get to see the results, cheering on their team to a win. At Coastline Insurance, we're working hard behind the scenes, preparing for when you need us, because we want our customers to be our biggest fans. Let Coastline Insurance shop your coverage and find out why we say, when we shop, you win. Find us online at coastlineinsurance.com.
Well, throughout the year, we get a chance to sit down and introduce you to some of the players on this year's team, our Pepsi player profile. First up, it's Jamari Thomas. Thomas, a sophomore. Coach, again, you go back to the CBI in Daytona last year, and he started to come alive a little bit. You gave him some more minutes, and maybe you saw the potential and what he can become, and now starting to see that here in year two.
Yeah, you know, with Jamari, he's a talented young man. Just trying to reel him in a little bit. You know, in high school, he was a big-time scorer, you know, big-time energy guy. And for us, at this level, we need him to continue to do that, but pick and choose his spots where he's scoring and getting other people involved and become more of a point guard, more of a leader, and get his teammates better and get them where they need to be. So that's, you know, that's part of his growth process, and we're trying to walk him through it. And, you know, he's doing a really good job right now.
Yeah, does lead this team right now in assists on the season. And you go back to the UConn game, a career-high 16 points. He was fearless against one of the nation's best teams as well. Where does that come from him?
Well, I think it comes from, you know, how he was raised and where he's from. And, you know, he's tough. You know, he is fearless, like you said. He thinks he belongs with the big boys. And, you know, he'll go in there and finish some over some guys and let them know about it. But he's fearless and, you know, he's a tough kid, and we need that type of approach, you know, from that position.
Yeah, again, developing nicely here in his second season with UNCW, the sophomore Jamari Thomas. More with him with John Smith.
Welcome back. John Smith here with UNCW sophomore guard Jamari Thomas. Jamari, just what has this offseason been like for you as you and your team coming off a championship, knowing that it's always a championship goal? What have you done to get better?
It was just really a confidence builder winning a championship for me, honestly. For the team, another confidence builder because we can do it. Like, we was really supposed to win the CAA championship, but we had to go down to the CBI and win that one.
For you, coming off a freshman year, how difficult is it as a freshman coming in and playing? You have some accolades. Is that season so long? Is it true that you kind of hit a wall at some point?
Yeah, I feel like you're at rock bottom for real, but it's all a part of the plan. It's all a part of the process. Yeah, me coming in as a freshman, I'm thinking, for me, I'm gonna play, but here, this is a good conference. Like, it's good people in this conference. So you gotta wait your turn.
What have you done to improve yourself to make sure that you can get on the court?
Taking care of the ball. My shooting percentages have been going up. Like in practices, we take those down. Get my teammates involved, making the right reads. Just being a real point guard.
Is part of that true point guard, is that being aggressive, crashing? Because I remember watching you in high school, and you love to really go to the rim. Is that still something that you want to do?
Yeah, I still go to the rim, but I'm really in the mid-range now. Shoot a lot of mid-range pull-ups. Shoot the open threes, the open ones, the right ones, the ones I'm supposed to take for my team.
You and Shy, how do you play off each other? Kind of similar games. How do you play off each other?
We just two dogs, so it's just we just going out there and we just have fun. Like, we really just be out there on the court together, having fun for real life. We're on the same team. But he attack, I come around. I attack, he come around. So it's really like a 1-2 punch for real.
Talk to some of the guys, student athlete. How much easier is this year in comparison to last year, since you were to learning what that is all about?
It really has. It's been easier, but not that much easier, honestly.
Expectations for you and the team this year?
Oh, it's championship or bust. Championship or bust. Win the championship, or we didn't do good enough.
UNCW guard Jamari Thomas. John Smith will be right back.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright. So, this Black Friday, choose a vehicle in stock or simply place a custom order. Lock in your rate and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in. Plus, thousands of vehicles are arriving daily, just in time for the holidays. This Black Friday, lock in this low rate on a new 2022 Ford F-150. Hurry, choose from over 7,000 Ford trucks and SUVs, only at your Carolina Ford dealer.
This is Mountain Dew. A rush of crisp and refreshing flavor. Delivering a bold citrus kick. Do.
Anna, can you count to 5 without saying 1 or 3?
Sure, 2, 4, 5.
That's right. Our big story is the 2 for $5 breakfast deal at Hardee's.
You got me.
I know, I did.
Bite into our made-from-scratch biscuits today.
When the world wants you to sing
Michelob Ultra. 2.6 carbs and 95 calories.
Hands. You might think they're just for waving, but they can be used for all kinds of things, like making made-from-scratch biscuits at Hardee's.
Bite into the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal only at Hardee's.
Bring you back in time now for the Flying Machine Play of the Week. Some high-flying acrobatics against Mount Olive for UNCW. It is our Play of the Week. Let's take a look. Again, a great look at our Flying Machine Play of the Week. Compliments of Malik Harden-Hayes, and we see Coach the athleticism from Harden-Hayes, some other guys with some high-flying dunks, but his one pretty spectacular against Mount Olive.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. I didn't know he was going to do that. I'm glad he made it. But he is athletic. He's one of the most athletic players in our league, definitely the most athletic player on our team. Just trying to get him to play with more toughness and intensity on a consistent basis, and we'll see more plays like that.
Yeah, there we go. Again, our Flying Machine Play of the Week. Carolina Ford Dealers Player of the Week, and we look at one of the players coming into this year that you were looking to be a leader, Shaquem Phillips, preseason second-team all-conference pick, and right now your second leading scorer. And again, as we talked about in the pregame shows, you're looking for more from him and trying to get him to be that leader vocally and also on the floor.
He is growing as a leader, being more vocal. That's not in his DNA right now, you know. But he's stepping out of his comfort zone and starting to lead more vocally. And you know, I like what he's doing right now on the court. He's playing with a lot of toughness. His game will continue to get better as the season goes on.
Yeah, didn't play against Mount Olive, but 16 against UConn in that setback in Stores. And again, the defense is a big part of his game, and we're seeing that still, the quick hands and coming up with a lot of turnovers.
I thought he was an okay defensive player last year, even though he was on the all-defensive team. But I thought he took some plays off because he was playing so many minutes. But this year, I can tell he's really locking in on that end of the floor and really setting the tone for our whole group.
Yeah, senior on this team, one of the holdovers from last year's championship team as well. Shaquem Phillips, this week's Carolina Ford Dealers Player of the Week. We'll step aside here. When we get back, we'll look ahead at what's ahead for UNCW. The trip to the Bahamas coming up. We'll talk about those matchups next.
People have trusted Reed's Jewelers with their life's moments since 1946. That's because we're family owned. We treat everyone who walks through our doors or visits our website as a part of our family. We have a beautiful selection of jewelry and watches for any occasion. We offer free shipping and returns, as well as multiple payment options to make sure you find the perfect gift. See why people have trusted Reed's Jewelers to celebrate their life's moments for over 75 years.
Game day at Walk-Ons is just different. And it starts with the way our teammates prep each dish from our scratch menu. No shortcuts. We are hand-cutting every single mozzarella log straight from the block. Hand peeling, stuffing, and bacon wrapping each voodoo shrimp. Hand carving ribeyes for our steaks and po' boys. And hand slicing, then tossing our boneless wings and our house-made sauces. With wall-to-wall TVs and food like this, why would you want to watch anywhere else? That's game day, the Walk-Ons way.
Hi, my name is Dr. Claude Jarrett with Wilmington Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for your Medical Minute on UNCW's campus. Here in Wilmington, we are fortunate enough to enjoy a lot of sports and outdoor activities. One of the more common injuries that we see this time of year are wrist fractures. The two most common type of wrist fractures are distal radius and scaphoid fractures. Both successfully can be treated. However, prevention is always the best. When possible, it's good to remember how to fall. You want to be able to tuck and roll. When you're falling, be aware of your surroundings as well. With Wilmington Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, our job is to help patients avoid long lines and expected cost of emergency rooms. We're able to tackle many orthopedic injuries such as acute traumas, fractures, and sprains.
Preparing for the big game, athletes practice countless hours year-round. Then, it's game time. And their fans get to see the results, cheering on their team to a win. At Coastline Insurance, we're working hard behind the scenes, preparing for when you need us, because we want our customers to be our biggest fans. Let Coastline Insurance shop your coverage and find out why we say, when we shop, you win. Find us online at coastlineinsurance.com.
UNCW back out on the road, but they go to the Bahamas coming up here. Our walk-ons, what's coming up now for UNCW? And Coach, this is a really good mid-major tournament coming up. You start with Missouri State Friday at 2:30. We'll have it at 2:15 on 95.9 The Breeze. But your thoughts, what went into this tournament in particular? Obviously, location is nice, but the competition is stiff.
Well, we wanted to play against opponents like we would play in our league. And, you know, we wanted to play in a tournament. You know, we'll be playing in the CAA tournament. We wanted to be playing in the tournament format, give our guys a chance to win a championship. But, you know, when we signed up for it, we knew it was going to be some tough teams, and we wanted that. This will be the first time this season that we've played a like opponent. Yeah. So we're excited about that. But it'll be a tough challenge. Missouri State's a really good ball club.
Yeah, the Bears coming in at 2-1, coming off a win against Middle Tennessee, and then depending on the result, playing either Vermont or Ball State, and then a third game. So 3 games, 3 days as well. As you said, it's a setting that matches and mirrors the CAA tournament in the future for this team.
It is, and you know, I won't mention it to the guys. You know, we'll take it one game at a time. The main thing at this point in the season and throughout the season is for us to get better from day to day and not try to look at the big picture too much. Just stay in the moment, and you know, try to take care of the day in front of us, the game in front of us.
And again, you go from Montana last year to Bahamas this year. Nice to go to Bahamas.
Not bad. Don't say Montana. I'm starting to kind of get flashbacks, and I'm starting to get rashes, and you know, we don't need to talk about that. But you know, I'm looking forward to going. It'll be a great tournament for our guys.
Yeah, the Nassau Championship coming up again. It all starts Friday for UNCW at 2:30 down there in the Bahamas against Missouri State. We're on the air at 2:15 on 95.9 FM The Breeze. Coach, best of luck.
Thank you, Mike.
For Takeo Siddle, our entire crew, I'm Mike Vaccaro. Thanks for joining us here today. We'll see you next week for another edition of the Seahawk Basketball Show featuring Takeo Siddle.